Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. This time I've got two replays for you in the Object 430U, the Russian tech tree medium tank, tier 10 medium tank. Now this tank, it's fantastic, and the reason it's so great is because it doesn't really have a weakness in the sense that it's good on all maps. It's got fantastic armour for a medium tank. You know, it's got a great turret, and it's really decent at actually side scraping. It's got really troll decent armour. And if you combine that with the fact that it's a medium tank, so it has decent mobility as well. And then you combine that with the first factor, but this thing actually has disgusting camo value as well. It actually has a better base camo value than the tier 10 Bat Chat. All those factors means that you can just play any map, and it doesn't matter what map comes up. You know, do you get Himmel's soft load up? It's not a problem, you know, because you have that armour to easily be able to brawl front line with the heavy tanks, you know, if you need be. If you get a big map where you might need to rely on your bit of your camo, or maybe a bit late game where you want to rely on your camo, you're okay. You've also got the mobility to change positions. So it basically doesn't matter what map you get in this tank, you're going to be able to perform on, on every map. It has 440 alpha as well, which is really, it's quite nice for a medium tank. You really feel like you're hitting them when you do. Take a chunk of their hit points away, and all round I've really enjoyed this tank. Obviously it does suffer from being Russian, and that is that you can often get shot in the front of the tank and get set on fire, as well as the fact that you don't have much gun depression. But they're all sort of, they're easy things you can trade up with the fact that you've got the armour and everything else to go along with it. So for those reasons, I've really enjoyed this tank. It's a tank which I kind of started playing quite late. When I say fairly recently, I say within the last 3 months or so I actually got this tank, but so far I've really enjoyed it. So here we are. We're going to take the usual position we like to take on this map, even though it's encounter. I know I've got a lot of team behind me, and I'm just trying to push up, spot what I can, and try and bait these heavies round to try and attack me, because if they do, you see this I7, I'm really hoping he just comes into me, because there you go, just get shot by all the TDs and the camping heavies and the mediums sitting behind me. And that's essentially my plan here, because anything that comes around on me now, but although technically I'm in like a 1 versus 4 situation here, but I've got all the guns behind me that if they do try and just full send me, they're going to pay the price, and hopefully get taken out before they're able to kill me. At least that's the plan. So you can see here we've got this valor. I'm just trying to get shots into, if I want, on this, just to try and bait them to get them to lose their cool a little bit. I hope you just full send me. Like this I7 comes down, we do, we take a shot off of him, but I think we put him on a 1 shot, so that's well worth the trade there. And I'm just I just want to clear this as quickly as I possibly can, because once I've killed these tanks, I'm able to move around and kill the stuff sort of camping in their base, and then really sort of make it into a decent game. So the sooner I can kill these guys, the better for me, and the better chance I've got of winning the game once these are dead. So we can try and get one into the lower plate. We do make an attempt to side scrape, but it wasn't the best, and we do we take a trade, but it means we put the Valor on the 1 shot and then gets taken out. Here we go, the IS-7's lost his cool. He's full send and bounced me. He's now going to get taken out by the 1,000 guns I've got behind me. And now we've just got this 1 tier 8 TD AT-15 to deal with. And then we can move on, hopefully get behind their enemy team, spot them up, and see if we can put some work in. I'll try and get a shot through his polar. I bounce. I just decided, I've not got time for this. I'm just going to push around. I'm going to eat the shot if I need to. But I'll manage to bounce it and just finish him off. Now we're taking him out, I'm just going to push aggressively to where I know the rest of the enemy team is, and see if we can pick up some more damage. Unfortunately, we do get shot by the fun police. Maybe I should have been a bit more unpredictable in my driving, but fortunately for me, although he hits me, he has left me with a sliver of health, but that helps. I can't take any shots anymore, but I'm still in the game. I've still got a gun. I can still make work with what I've got. This TVP, he's a problem. I need to take him out now. I really need this shot to hit. It hits and it high rolls for 1 extra damage, taking him out, which was big because he was going to cause a problem for me. Because, like I say, he could have just come over and just put a shot into me and finish me off. I've now got this T92, and oh god, I hit him down the crane, and thankfully his shot goes straight over the top of me because I've got that low profile, and also the T92 doesn't have the best gun depression. And yeah, fortunately that missed. I've been given a little salute of appreciation, and that's the fun piggy out of the game, so we don't have to contend with him anymore. It's still reasonably close, isn't it? It's a 7 versus 5 situation, but now we know where their campers are going to be. We're hoping to light them up, see if we can get the assistance in. We get a shot into the Waffle 100 and start to pick up a little bit of assistance from our team, who are sort of slowly progressing over with me. Now we've run this side, and hopefully we're going to keep them in an awkward, situation now. Now that we've cleared that sort of side, we should, in theory, be able to keep them lit and just try and pick up the assistance. We've already had a pretty decent game. We've got 4,500 damage, 1,600 assistance. We've blocked just over 1,000 damage, but there's still quite a lot. There's a lot of hit points left in this game, so I really wanted to try and get some more shots, get some more assistance, see what we do. But I do have to be careful because obviously that fun police has left me on 167 damage, so I can't take any more shots. But I'm still going to push. I'm still going to push in. I know I'm low profile here. I know that if I can get under this ridge, they're not going to be able to shoot me, and I'm going to be able to light them up. Just because I've got no hit points, I ain't going to change what I've got to do. It's a late stage game now, and I want to try and finish this with a strong game. So we get a shot into the Waffle, pull back down, because just in case there's any campers on the that A6 bridge, which there is, there's a Scorpion G. We put a shot into him, we don't manage to take one out. We block a shot there, which we suspect is potentially from the T32 heavy tank, which is sitting there as well. We then actually take out the grill. And that's put us into a 6 versus 3 situation. So I'm feeling pretty confident now. I just want to make the most out of it. I get fortunate there. I block a shot off the T32. That's where this armour can come in really handy for you. But I'm just going to push in. I'll see if I can light this Waffle. See if I can get any more assistance and just finish off this game. We're trying to get a shot over. We're struggling with the gun pressure. We just managed to feed that one through, putting us up to just shy of 6,000 damage. We're going to try and get a shot into his T32 now. We're trying to bait his shot. We actually pick up a nice slab of assistance off him now, putting up to 2,500 assistance. And we're just hoping he shoots us. He knows he's missed. We've got time now to aim this in. He thinks he's safe, but we can get a shot in from underneath that wreck. And then we now put him on a one shot to us. He shoots again. We're hoping we can be able to take him out. Go for his low plate, and we do. And now it's just this one Waffle to deal with. And we're hoping to finish him off. This is for our Devastator, so we rush it there as quick as we can. Unfortunately for us, we don't quite manage it, but we still finish that off with a really a decent amount of damage. It just shows you what this tank can do. But yeah, so we finished that up with a top gun, 6 kills, 6,500 damage, 2,500 assistance, ace tanker, high caliber. So I hope you really enjoyed that replay. But stay with us, we've got one more replay to come, which is also a great replay, so stay with us and I'll see you in a bit.
Focus attention here. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. Here we are for the second replay. This is a special replay just because I'm actually platooned up with fellow plebs, Crow and Lumico, and yeah, it goes on to be quite a nice game. Yeah, both sort of Crow, Lumico, really decent players, but yeah, more importantly, great people as well. So a lot of fun, a lot of laughs platooning up with these guys. And yeah, so we go on, we're on Redshire. There is no fun police in the game, which is good because honestly I despise it when people just start shooting people and one-shotting people in the fun police. Oh god, I don't know who plays it, but yeah, honestly, awful. But anyway, yeah, certainly not me. So on Red Shire, we're going to move up to sort of the starting usual position. And see if we can get any shots in, anyone sort of crossing. We see this E4, we slap one into him there. Using the camo, we're not actually getting lit up there, which is nice. We're hoping we may be able to get a second shot into him before he crosses, and we do. So yeah, he's not had a fun time. He's lost half of his hit points before he's even got into position. But that's a good result for us, picking us up just shy of 900 damage. So we're just going to hang around here for a little bit, see if we can spot anything. But we get lit up by, I think it's M60. And although there's no fun police, so we don't have to worry about that, we still don't want to sort of sit still on one location, spotted for too long, because obviously we might get hit by some of those nasty tank destroyers on the enemy team. And yeah, we don't want to do that, especially being Russian, that if you do get hit frontally with a big high caliber gun, there is a good chance you could get set on fire. As I say, that's the only weakness of this tank, really is that. But other than that, not too bad. Obviously, you know, the gun depression, but that's just the same with all Russian tanks. We get one into this M60 here. He gets tracked in place. Well, I think his engine gets destroyed, and he doesn't make it. He gets taken out. So we've had a decent start to this game. You know, an M60 dangerous tank that's out of the game. Picked up to just under 2k damage, and we haven't lost any hit points yet. So yeah, it's a pretty decent one. Now Crow's taken you know, a more aggressive position on the second ramp, which is what I like to do quite a lot of the time. But as he's already there, I figured it's probably better that I stay in a position where I can cover him. He's sort of he ends up being a bit of an unsung hero where he is, because unfortunately for him, he ends up getting sort of full sent by a lot of tanks. But that allows me to selfishly get some damage in. So you know, it's one of those things. There was no point us both being in the same position. You know, we're all going to be getting the same shots then. So I was thinking I'd be better off to easy to keep him lit, and I'll just cover him where need be. So obviously I'm I'm over here, you know, just covering Lumio the other side now, getting a few shots in. But if Crow obviously said he needs some help, I'll be able to. It won't be long for me to get back over to get some shots into anyone sort of attempting to full send him. But yeah, we had a decent start to the game. We're just looking for more shots really. With its encounter, you know, I'm close enough to the cap, but that's not a concern for me. I'm not concerned the enemy team's going to cap out. I'll be more concerned that we would win this side and then friendly team cap out. But I'm definitely not worried about the enemy capping out. I'm not going to let that happen. But this Ram Panzer, he's sort of full sent round. We're going to hopefully punish him for that, because we can't let people get away with silly plays like that. We do put a shot into him, which is nice, so he doesn't get unpunished, which is, you know, important, because if light tanks keep doing those plays and they don't get punished, they just keep doing it again and again. So if you hit them, you know, hard the first time, and hopefully they might not attempt that again. And if they do, you're getting closer to taking them out. So now I'm getting a little bit concerned at this sort of stage. I'm thinking maybe they're going to sort of, you know, you see this Jackie 100. I've just got in his eyes that he almost wanted to come straight over. So I've just got to be careful, you know, if that happens. Unfortunately, I don't have that much gun depression, so it is a little bit awkward using this ridge lines, but I can make it work. It just means I am exposing the, you know, my lower plate and stuff when I'm looking for these shots. So that is something I'm going to have to be careful of. But at the same time, there's not a lot to do. I've got to try and look for the shots. So, you know, I've got to risk it to get the shots in. Here we go. We've got this E4, which is looking at us, and this Jag E100. So obviously I don't want to take a shot off of him. I'm looking to see if I can get a shot into his cupola, but he just pulls back. I don't manage to land that. I'll swap to the heat shells now, just because I can't afford to bounce him. Here we go. He's now full sent in. This was which I was worried about. Unfortunately for Crow, there's not a lot he can actually do now. I managed to get a couple of shots into him, but yeah, that's what I mean. It was unfortunate for Crow, because he got full sent and there was not a lot he could do, but it did mean it definitely wasn't for nothing. We did manage to take out you know, that TD for making that play. So realistically, it probably wasn't a worth-out trade for him, given that he's just thrown his tank away. But anyway, he is dead. We're now going to look to get him shot into his E4 as he crosses. Fortunately, you know, it's glad that Shell didn't get absorbed in his tracks, so I was actually firing heat, but we do manage to take him out, and we're now just seeing if we can finish off this Conqueror. Here's where the gun depression is a little bit awkward for me, but he's backed up just enough that we just to get a shot through his turret. We do take him out. He only damages our cupola, and yeah, we don't lose any damage for that. That's where the turret armor list is so strong. But yeah, so this is looking a lot more comfortable now, this game, isn't it? It's certainly not won because people have thrown away leads before, but it's definitely, I'm fairly healthy. It's looking, I'm feeling pretty confident at this stage that we should be able to get the win, but again, you've got to be careful. Nothing's ever done until it's done. Now we've got to be careful with this guy because he has a nasty dirt, but I think he's just shot. He also doesn't have very good gun depression, so I'm hoping I was going to be able to just get in front of him so he can't get a shot, and now I'm just getting well out of the way because if he hits me, that could be game over, because that has got an absolutely nasty troll gun. But we're going to go back round now and hopefully we can finish him off, which we do. And now it's just mop up stage, isn't it? Get as much damage, get just clean up. It doesn't matter if we get shot now. I'm just full sending, so I'm the first one there. To try and get as much as we can. And we do manage to pick up a kill for our rewards. And now we're just hoping to find this TD wherever he is. Got lit up. We found him now. We're hoping to get a shot into him. Unfortunately, we don't. It's great alpha, but it obviously doesn't have a very good, that much reload. We're not really going to be able to take this out. We're trying to. It would have been nice, but we don't take him out. But we do finish the game strong. So all that's left to get to the scoreboard, and we can see how we got on. So we picked up 4 kills, 6,600 damage, and 2,667 assistance. Blocked a little, got the ace tanker, got the high caliber. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this replay. As always, this tank is one I recommend. It's good on all maps, good armour, good mobility, good camo, a decent alpha as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Happy tanking.